Do not give up on your garden. Your spirit should be lifted, girl. Y'all look, I'm so excited. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And today, while I was outside just roaming and hydrating, listen, we're doing a garden tour, y'all. We're doing a garden tour because I saw something that just, oh my God, lifted my spirit so much about my garden. And then I started looking around my garden and I was like, your spirit should be lifted, girl. Now, disclaimer, my garden is probably looking like it would look in September. So, well, late September, early October. So I normally plant out my fall garden. I'm in Virginia zone 7B. And we all know that zones really mean like how cold it's gonna get in your area. I still say it because there are people who are in Virginia, zone 7B, that has the same type growing conditions as me. So if you're one of those people, I want you to know that that's where I am in Virginia, zone 7B. Now, if you are in another area and you are in the same 7B zone, our conditions may not be the same. But I just like to put it out there because the people who are where I am may want to know that. But let me tell y'all, like, I came outside, I was just kind of roaming around the garden, and granted, it does not look like it would look in November because we are now, what, November the 3rd, I think? 2nd, November the 2nd is Saturday. And so it doesn't look like it would normally look in November, right? But if you were here in August when I left my job and you saw this garden, you would understand why I feel so excited when I come out here and look now, because it was looking very bleak at a point for me. And I was just like, I'm not gonna get anything in fall, I'm sure. I was thinking like maybe spring. I even started thinking maybe I should take these trellises down, which we all know I did not want to do. We all know that because that's just more work in the spring. And I was like, maybe I should take the trellises down and just cover. But listen, I came outside and saw something today, and I want y'all to see it. I was like, because I was coming outside to do a different type video, but then I was like, oh, we're doing a garden tour. Y'all look, what is that? What do you see? What do you see? You see broccoli head. You see another broccoli head right there, right? When you start to see the broccoli head, it's not that far after that you're gonna actually get broccoli. I'm so excited. Even if that is a small broccoli head, I'm gonna get some side shoots. I know some people are like, you know, side shoots, waste of space, waste of time. Not for me. It's food, and I'm not replanting anything at this point. So listen, I have broccoli heads forming. I cannot tell y'all how excited I am. And not just the broccoli heads, like even the cabbage is starting to grow really nice cabbages. Well, it's growing nice cabbage leaves finally. And you want to know what else? I feel like I'm at the point now where I'm okay. I don't know why my arm is shaking. I'm okay to start pulling off these leaves that were eaten by pests because I feel like the plants have started to, you know, bounce back. This is the bounce back garden tour, y'all. So right in front of those broccoli that's about to give me some broccoli heads is these cabbages. So this is what most of the leaves looked like, and I just left them. And then I started taking care of my plants, right? Look at this. Look at it, y'all. And right here and over there. Now we have a little bit of pest pressure still on this one, but it's still not nearly the pest pressure that I had before. So look, we still got a little bit of pest pressure. I probably need to come out here and figure out what it is, but I'm not seeing like the cabbage loopers or the caterpillars on them. So listen, we love to see this. And aside from like the cabbage and stuff, I'm getting ready to get some kohlrabi. I'm about to actually harvest kohlrabi, y'all. Look at that kohlrabi. Look at it. We love it. We love it. And then, of course, you know, look at that. That's a small little broccoli head that's about to come in, too. Leaves that I'm going to start pulling off because I feel like we have enough good leaves now. This is another broccoli that was eaten down to sticks, and that is growing the leaves back. And that's another broccoli head right there. And do not get me started on this kale that was eaten down to sticks as well. Look at it. I mean, this is the bounce back garden tool. I'm not even joking. And I came outside and my heart was so happy. Even from when I was on the porch, because I happened to look over at the bed with the collards. And I was like, I got some decent sized collard leaves over there. Now, are the plants huge yet? No, because they're fighting their way back, but they are coming back, and I am starting to fertilize like I said I was going to, and I think that that's making a world of difference for these plants. And I mean, I'm so happy right now. Like, if you are a gardener and you had things going on in life and you can garden better, and you see what had happened to my garden, it was very discouraging, but I was like, I'm not going to stop gardening. I'm not going to give up on my fall garden either, because I think that I can get something out of it. And my initial thought was, I'm not going to get anything until spring. But listen, the garden today has given me something. I was just like, oh my goodness, I can't not show this. I can't not show that my garden is saying, girl, it's okay, calm down. So this is a collard bed. This was one that was so eaten up, y'all. Look at it. I mean, come on. You can't not garden. Like, gardening gives you so much. There we go. Got a cabbage looper right there. We're gonna go ahead and kill him. But this one was nothing but sticks. And today, we're getting leaves. That was a collard. This one never really took too much of a hit. But look at these leaves. I mean, look at them. They are coming back. And then that cabbage I put over here by itself, this is what it was looking like. Look at it. I know y'all say I inspire y'all to keep going. And I'm glad to hear that, because this garden season, this fall garden, really could have taken me out, right? It almost did. It almost did. But the love for gardening, the fact that I wanted to eat this food in the fall and in the winter, I was like, I'm not gonna give up on it. I'm just not. And let me show you the ones in the bags, because the ones in the bags seem to have just did a burst of growth, which absolutely love. This is broccoli and cabbage. These are the seedlings that I got a whole flat for $5. They were root bound, they were leggy. I just planted them much deeper into the bag. And listen, leggy seedlings, root bound seedlings, give them a chance. If you put them into the environment that they need, more than likely they are going to grow. Let me show you. I mean, just did like a burst of growth. If y'all remember when we put these in, they were small and I had to put them in deep because they were so leggy. But my goodness. Oh, and this one. This is one that we took out of the bed. And the only thing that was really left were these eaten up leaves. And look. And it was like low down to the soil. It is growing. Even over here, these cauliflowers that I'm not paying no mind to because I don't grow cauliflower well. They still over here and thrive. The thing with the cauliflower is I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Like literally, I am not going to try to baby it. I'm not gonna try to do anything to that cauliflower because I have dahlias in my front yard that I did absolutely nothing to. I put a picture up here. I put it on Instagram. I did nothing to it. I did not water it. I did not fertilize it. I didn't do anything to it. Nature grew them. They have literally been blooming from like late summer, early fall, just a bunch of blooms, and I didn't do nothing to it. So nature gonna take care of your plants too. Over here, now this one ain't doing much. This is where the chickens got to, right here and right here. But look, it's still trying to grow middle leaves back right here too. And that's the thing, nature knows how to take care of your plants. Nature knows how to take care of your plants. I do believe that making sure I put this mulch down was helpful too. I'm looking at the collard trees and I want to show you those. I want to show y'all everything. This garden tour is all over the place because I'm just so excited. I am just so excited. I came outside and I immediately got excited. I started sending text messages saying, I got broccoli heads coming. I went in the house and told my daughter, the broccoli heads are showing. And she was like, that's good. But if you're not a gardener, you do not understand it. Anyway, okay, let me show you these tree collards, which I still have not cut the top off. Matter of fact, we probably go do that together real quick so that it does not rot the rest of the stem. But let me show you something. Look at that. That is the stem. I had just left this stem. And look, that was a nice size. It's a nice size to just saute up. We got a little bit of pest pressure on it. But here go the thing about a leaf with a hole. You can still eat it. Clean it off and eat it. You can still do it. I mean, like a leaf like that, not of course the ones that's overly eaten up, but the other one, like, you can still eat it. Like, seriously. So yes. Oh, let me show you the Brussels sprouts. Look. And so when you're growing Brussels sprouts, one of the things that they say is you can start to pull the lower leaves off. So it's good time for me now. I can start pulling lower leaves off because I have a good amount. of wonderful leaves still on there. And then the smaller things that we planted out, they're getting bigger too. If you remember, I replaced some things that I thought like these are just not gonna come back. I now know I should have left those too, because I did leave some sticks just to see, like, because I knew it would grow back. I just, in my heart, I was like, I'm not gonna get a harvest. I need to replace these. But there are things that I left that were just sticks and they now have leaves on them. Y'all know that broccoli plant I kept pointing at had no leaves on it. That's that plant. It is. And that same thing with that kale that I just kept pointing at, and this is what all of the stems look like. The leaves look like. That's it right there. We love it. We absolutely love it. So we have another broccoli here that was pretty much sticks. This one right here was not sticks, neither was that. So it's still growing. We have nasturtiums still trying to come on in. We love it. Nasturtiums are edible, of course. Leaves, plant, and seed. And then down here, you remember, this is a kohlrabi. We still leaving her. This one too was eaten down. It was eaten down. We're gonna overwinter this sometime this week. It's an eggplant. So yeah, I'm super excited. The pepper plants, the pepper plants are still here. And I harvested off of them earlier this week. Look at all them cayenne peppers that's left. We're gonna keep that. And I think I'm going to buy the peel thing that I was telling y'all about so that I can make peels. And that's going to be one of the things that I put in there. I'm going to make some cayenne pepper peels, capsules, whatever you want to call it. And because they're good. The capsaicin is good for you medicinally. So that's one of the things that I'm going to put in there. But yeah, the pepper plants are still attempting to produce. That's another cayenne one, and the shishitos as well. So like I said, we're gonna attempt to overwinter them in the greenhouse. Oh, I need to show y'all the greenhouse. So look at that. The greenhouse, we're starting to see a little bit of pest pressure in here. So I'm gonna come out probably later on and kind of look through. Y'all remember this Swiss chard? It was very small. Everything is starting to grow. So this is all broccoli, Swiss chard, and then this is a kohlrabi. I believe the whole middle section is kohlrabi. And then down here we have the Swiss chard, broccoli, and kohlrabi again. But it's just looking amazing. It really is. So I'm very happy about that. We moved the moringa trees in here. Still seeing a little bit of yellow, but it looks like the same yellow we were seeing before. The newer stuff is not yellow. So I think this was a good move to move the moringa in here, because it was getting, I think it was getting too cold at night for the moringa already. The other thing is the bed that we put some more soil on, covered it with some grass. This is the bed. It doesn't look any different, but what I'm going to start doing is putting food scraps into the soil. Since I'm not going to grow anything in it, I'm going to start putting food scraps in it, and then it'll start to break down over the winter. Then hopefully next year when it's time to plant, it'll be good to go. By the way, the grapevine is starting to die back, but I found, like, of course, you know, we found the praying mantis egg, sacks, eggs, whatever you want to call it. La noise. We found the praying mantis sacks in it. I also found some spider sacks in it. So while that bush was horrible and just all over the place, it is definitely home to things that are going to help my garden next year. But let me show you it. It's dying back. I'm going to try to cut it a little bit at some point once it when all of these branches die back. So let me show you. Look at it. And we're letting it have this trellis next year. I think it'll be pretty. And down here where I was planting for this trellis, it gets too shaded in the summer anyway. Although there's still a tomato growing on here. Ain't producing nothing. Y'all see the tomato? I don't know if I'm getting a good, but see right there. That's a piece of tomato. But the vine, this is where the vine starts, and the rest of this is grapevine. But I'm gonna be stalking that grapevine next year because that muscadine grape jelly was so good. Also, I was thinking like, I think it made 5 jars and I was like, I'm gonna give some away. I don't think we're gonna eat it all. No, we're eating that. With that homemade bread, it is absolutely delicious. Listen, we ain't giving none of that away. I think we down to 2 jars now. We've been eating it. And my bread from last week, I cut it into like thick slices, put it in the oven with a little bit of butter. I mean, it is so delicious, y'all. You got to give bread making a try. Oh, let's go look at the snapdragons. They are looking amazing. Probably in a week or so, I may start to snip them. I think the fact that like we had pretty much a faux fall, because today I think we're in the, well, what we're not is 67 degrees. That's crazy. It says 67 degrees. It feels much more than 67 degrees, and maybe because of the sun is out. But anywho, we don't have anything in the 30s coming up. We're actually in the high 70s a lot next week, and the 60s. So I think that's also helping my garden. Thank you. Because I needed it. I needed a few more warm days. I think I said that in the garden tour. I said, or in another video, I think I said if I can get a few more warm days, I can get this garden back to where it needs to be. And so I got my few more warm days, and I'm so excited. By the way, let me show you the snapdragon that's already growing. It's in here from spring, and I mean, it's beautiful. Look at that. I mean, it's just beautiful. And it's got some, you know, some of the old stuff on it, but a lot of new stuff is coming too. A lot of new things that bloomed and died, but it's got some new stuff coming, so definitely leaving those. But let's talk about the new snapdragons. Y'all see them growing? I mean, they are growing, and I can't wait for spring when they start to sprout and bloom. It's gonna be beautiful. This whole bed is full of snapdragons. There's other little things in there too, other things that are perennial that are still in this bed, but for the most part it's all snapdragons. More than likely all of it will start blooming at the same time in the spring, and so we'll have a beautiful display of things early spring next year. So I'm so excited about that. I mean, I'm just excited in general. Oh, let me show y'all this bed. And the nasturtiums that still look like little light green, but greener than they were because they're getting better. Nasturtiums. We still got the smaller cabbages that we recently planted. The lacinato kale, dinosaur kale, which I'm super excited about, but the nasturtiums are looking good too. My dog had dug this one out and I put it back, and it's doing just fine too. And then we have more cabbages. There's some broccoli. Y'all remember this Swiss chard that made it through my neglect? Look at that. And I wanted it to be smaller leaves to eat it, and it looks really good. This is a broccoli, I believe, that my dog also dug out because she crazy. And then these little Brussels sprouts, I feel like they're growing, but they might be stunted a little bit. This area is very shaded, and I know that. I knew that when I put them in, but it was a last-ditch effort to get some harvest. But it's all coming together, y'all. It is all coming together. And then the Vego garden bed. Vego garden bed. This is one of the Vego garden beds that I have. It is growing broccoli, and I'm pretty sure there's one cauliflower in it. But if you remember, when we planted those, they were very small. They were a part of the leggy / root bound seedlings. And so they're looking really good too. Minimal pest damage. These are the calendula. Remember we planted calendula in here and I didn't think any of the seeds came up, or only a few came up, and then I believe that's when Helene came through and pretty much just kind of drowned all of those seeds. So we still have 2 that are in there. Oh, let me show you my other Vego garden bed because they come in different sizes. You don't have to get, you know, all the same sizes. This is my other Vego garden bed, which is housing this beautiful, beautiful sage. It's a pineapple sage. Let's see. What else do we need to talk about? I'm so excited. The potatoes. Remember we had dug down in the potatoes? It's still growing. Hasn't died yet, so we haven't harvested them. We will absolutely harvest, though, before the frost. Now, this one, I probably could go ahead and harvest. Can't be getting too much out of it. Problem that I see, or not problem, reason why I haven't, is there's still little pieces that are green, so we're leaving them. And they are in there with carrots. Because that's the kind of stuff I do. These are the carrots that we thinned, and so they're looking really good too. We won't be harvesting carrots for a while, but the point is they're growing, and I always have success in bags when I grow carrots, and so that's where my carrots are this year, in bags. Oh, another thing, we all know I'm not great at growing beets. They're still trying, and they're in a bag with I believe this is a broccoli, because they were already there and I left them. But I wanted to get use out of the bag because I don't think them I don't think them beets gonna do nothing. The last thing, and not my most finest hour, is the lemongrass. I believe it's over here not getting watered at all because I haven't had to water, but like I haven't had to water a lot. But the lemongrass, I think, needs a little more water than what I have been giving. So we're gonna start taking care of that too, watering it when we're not watering the full garden, and see if we can bring it back. It's not dead, it has green on it, but it got more brown. So that was just a little short, chaotic garden tour. But it was a chaotic garden tour because I'm so excited inside and I wanted to show y'all everything. The peas too, real quick. Let me show you the peas before I go. We have so many flowers on the peas now. Like, we're gonna get some peas soon. Granted, you know, it's not like we're gonna be eating a lot, but fresh peas out of the garden are delicious. And next year, do you know what I'm gonna do? All of the trellises that are open, we're putting peas on all of them. I wanna get enough peas to go ahead and preserve some of them. So next year in fall, probably could do it early spring, honest truth. We're gonna put some peas down and we're gonna grow them on the trellises. We won't do it in spring because in spring I'm gonna need those trellises. But fall, we're gonna start planting peas on all trellises. We're using everything. So it's the middle of the day, a little loud out here. I just came outside, got so excited, and I wanted to show y'all the video that I had planned for the day. We will do it another day, but I just wanted you guys to see, like, don't give up. Do not give up on your garden. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in the garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.